And if you watched the debate last night, you may have heard a lot of this.
No, I was talking about Bernie. I was talking about Bernie. We would like, Senator Sanders, we would like to bring Mr. Steyer in on this conversation.
If you think that was distracting, you are not alone. CBS moderators have been criticized for quite a messy debate. Joining me now, Dave Rubin, host of the Rubin Report and author of the upcoming book, Don't Burn This Book, and we certainly won't. We'll have you back to talk about that. Fox News, when we host debates, we use a little bell or a little buzzer that makes it very clear when somebody's time is up. They didn't have any of that last night.
Yeah, well, Dana, it's always good to be with you. You know, that little skirmish you just played there, that little 5 seconds, I mean, that was basically the most sensible part of the entire debate. I mean, the whole thing is so confusing right now because the Democratic Party is splitting into at least two parts right now, perhaps more, but at least two. You've got sort of the socialist, progressive, lefty, far left wing, which is the Bernie Elizabeth Warren wing. And then you have the at least slightly more moderate, somewhat still liberal, more blue dog Democrat, Mike Bloomberg and Biden part of it. But watching them fray and watching this thing go out of control, it's like these people should not be on stage together. They should be separate parties at this point. And that's why the fighting over each other and the stammering and the talking over each other, it's like, yeah, you guys don't have a cohesive set of ideas that bring you together as a party. So of course this is what we're going to get. And as for the moderators, it's like, yeah, you need to tell these people to be quiet and make sure they control themselves. Otherwise, you end up getting Joe Biden yelling at everybody, which that seems to be his new thing now.
And the candidates, they're fighting for all the marbles right now because it is crunch time. Last night, I was watching your Twitter. Everybody should follow you on Twitter. One of the things that you talked about was that there was something missing.
Sorry about that.
No, I like the Twitter. I want to show you this clip from last night. This is Tom Steyer talking about government, and then I want you to tell people what you thought was missing from the debate last night. Watch.
I don't believe that a government takeover of large parts of the economy makes any sense for working people or for families. I think that what we need to do is to present an alternative that includes a vibrant, competitive private sector. But we all know unchecked capitalism has failed. The answer is not for the government to take over the private sector, though. The answer is for us to break the corporate stranglehold on our government and have the government work for the people again.
Dave, what'd you think of that?
Well, there's nothing like a billionaire telling me that unchecked capitalism has failed. Somehow he managed to do okay in it. But forget about Steyer because his appearance is sort of pointless. I mean, right. Look, you've got the socialist Bernie and the true capitalist Bloomberg at each other. That's the future of this fight. But there's a couple things going on here. I mean, when Steyer and the rest of them, when they talk about whatever use the Democrats believe capitalism still has, the base doesn't care about that. They are socialists. And whether you want to call it socialist or communist or democratic socialist, whatever phrase you want to use, that's fine. But that really is what the base is. So when Bloomberg talks about building a business successfully, when Bloomberg, by the way, he actually wore an American flag pin, which I didn't even notice till afterwards someone pointed out, because the entire thing, nobody says anything positive about America. Words like freedom. Imagine if someone said the word freedom or liberty or anything positive about this incredible country you have. What they do is they constantly tell you how good other countries are. So apparently Sweden and Denmark, it's usually Sweden, but Bernie was big on Denmark last night, these tiny Scandinavian countries with mostly homogenous populations, although now that in the last 5 years they've had immigration, they have all sorts of other problems. But they use that as a model where we in America, we've got 350 million some odd people from every walk of life. We've given more freedom to everybody. And somehow they can't even seem to choke out anything positive about America. And then in the few moments where Biden, who's a little more old school, he'll say something about the Constitution, and you can almost feel it in the room that it's like, Constitution?
Kind of
what does that have to do with what we're talking about?
Yes, and everybody should go and check out Dave Rubin's podcast and the YouTubes where you interview the guys from Sweden that talk about that. I thought that was such a good episode. We love having you on the Daily Briefing. Hope to have you back soon. Dave Rubin, thanks.
If you're looking for more honest and thoughtful conversations about politics instead of nonstop yelling, check out our politics playlist. And if you want to watch full interviews on a variety of topics, watch our full episode playlist all right over here. And to get notified of all future videos, be sure to subscribe and click the notification bell.